Idea 1. Praise is more effective than criticism. Infamous gangster Al Capone wasn't considered a public benefactor by most people, but in his own mind, that's exactly what he was. This notorious mobster felt he gave people what they wanted, yet only got their abuse. He was convinced deep down that he was a truly good man. The truly powerful lesson is that, like Capone, we convince ourselves we're right, no matter what we have done or the people that we have hurt. Since it's incredibly hard to criticize ourselves, it is understandable why criticism from others so easily puts people on the defensive. People take criticism personally, and their first instinct is to justify their actions. They also tend to hold lasting grudges against critics. Instead of forcing change with criticism, a far better way is to praise people's sincere efforts and simply highlight their natural strengths. We all share a deep need to feel valued, and a few sincere words of appreciation will always achieve so much more than constant negative complaints. This was the philosophy of Charles Schwab, a very successful steel magnate. He believed his ability to manage people was his key to success. Unlike many of his peers, Schwab consciously avoided criticism, instead choosing to focus all of his energy on sincerely praising his team. Schwab discovered that encouragement and praise motivate us to work harder and better, and this simple act also builds warmer relationships. Before we continue the video, let's be honest about reading. If you're a visual learner, trying to force your way through a book can be painful. Reading a full book can feel impossible because your brain craves visual stimulation, and words on a page just don't provide that spark. But with the BookWatch app, you can absorb an entire book in just 15 minutes with our animated book summaries. We create engaging visuals that match exactly how your brain works for thousands of books. Start learning the way your brain is truly meant to. Download the BookWatch app free with the link in the description, or search BookWatch in the App Store. Also, if you are enjoying our free content on YouTube, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel. Idea 2. Encourage others to talk and listen carefully when they do. Abraham Lincoln once summoned an old friend to the White House. He didn't seek advice, he simply needed a friendly, trusted listener to hear him out. For hours, Lincoln weighed the monumental decision of emancipation, speaking his thoughts aloud to explore every angle and organize his mind. His friend offered no advice. Talking it through brought Lincoln clarity. He just needed a sounding board for his own thoughts, so he thanked the neighbor. Like Lincoln, we all value good listeners, but they are rare. Most of us prefer to talk about our own achievements, worries, and futures instead. This isn't how you win friends, it's how you lose them. Nobody enjoys someone who monopolizes the conversation and never listens to what others say. To make a favorable impression and win hearts, do the opposite. Invite people to tell you about their lives and interests and listen with attention. Want to befriend a new colleague? Ask open-ended questions they'll enjoy answering, like about their new role or if they have any interesting hobbies. Remember, you must pay attention. Appearing distracted is worse than not encouraging them to talk at all. Your genuine interest is what truly matters. Theodore Roosevelt knew this secret. Before meetings, he'd study a topic his guest found fascinating, preparing himself to engage them on their terms. This let him have an informed, pleasant chat about their interests. It was a surefire way to make friends and form a strong, memorable connection. You don't need to do that much homework. Just share the limelight, ask questions, and listen. Before long, making friends will become a total cinch. Idea 3. Get others to agree with you from the start. The philosopher Socrates mastered persuasion by asking questions that guided people to affirm beliefs they had never previously considered. Socrates guided his audience into an affirmative mindset by building the powerful and persuasive habit of getting them to simply say the word yes. He started by establishing common ground they all agreed on, then gradually led them into more dubious territory, building on their initial trust. We can learn a lot from Socrates. If you can get people nodding from the beginning, you are already halfway to convincing them of your view. Try to avoid getting a no, because once someone rejects your idea, they become emotionally invested in defending that initial negative reaction. We are naturally drawn to ideas we believe are our own, because accepting another's idea can often feel like we're just being told what to do. Rather than trying to force your ideas onto other people, it's better to simply help them discover those same conclusions entirely on their own. Colonel House would use this tactic on President Wilson, casually planting the seed of an idea by mentioning proposals in their conversation. Over time, that small seed planted in Wilson's mind took root, and he soon came to believe the entire brilliant plan was actually his own idea. House would let others take credit for an idea, knowing people commit far more when they are convinced the idea was their own all along. Idea 4. Set the bar high and people will strive to meet it. An unforgettable surprise was waiting for teacher Ruth Hopkins as she looked over her new class list and discovered a very famous troublemaker's name. Tommy was smart but disobedient, his last teacher always complained. Ruth worried how she would cope with such a challenging student in her class. Luckily, Ruth had a plan for the first day of school. She decided to go around the classroom and offer a sincere compliment to every single student. When she reached Tommy, she told him she heard he was a natural leader. She was depending on him to make their class the best in the 4th grade. Given such a stellar reputation to live up to, Tommy's behavior transformed. He became a model student, eager to prove his teacher's faith in him. Humans love praise and hate disappointing those who believe in us. Praising a good reputation sets a high benchmark for them to meet in the future. If you want someone to develop a trait, act as if they already have it. To make a child more generous, praise them for the times they share. A dentist, Dr. Fitzhugh, used this technique when his cleaner's standards slipped. A patient had complained that a metal cup holder was still dirty. Rather than chastising her, he wrote a gracious note. He thanked her for her hard work and commended her for her usual diligence and high standards. What was the result of this simple act of praise? The cleaner's work improved drastically from then on, and she never once had to work overtime. Praising others is a generous and astute way to ensure they try their best. This habit will help you improve relationships and make new friends. Idea 5. Smile. A genuine smile is a universal language of goodwill, a simple yet powerful way of telling someone you like them and that their presence brings you joy. The reason we love babies and dogs is that their genuine smiles have an incredible power to make us feel so important and genuinely appreciated. For people to have fun meeting you, it's essential that you have fun meeting them. That kind of genuine enthusiasm and positive energy is infectious. Smiling while you talk on the phone naturally lifts your intonation. This one simple action makes you sound so much warmer and incredibly friendly. Always greet the people that you know with genuine warmth and enthusiasm. This simple action immediately creates a positive and welcoming atmosphere. A simple smile is powerful, especially for service people who deal with frowns all day. Your small kindness can make a huge difference in their day. Even if you don't feel like smiling, just force one anyway. And when you act as if you're already happy, you will genuinely start to feel that way. A clear vision of the person you want to become helps you recognize and act on the very opportunities that will make that future a reality. Your warm smile is an incredibly powerful tool for human connection that builds instant goodwill and opens doors to wonderful new lasting friendships. Idea 6. Say the person's name. A name is so much more than a word. It is the core of our identity, a sound that makes each person feel both wonderfully unique and genuinely important. To a person, their own name is the sweetest and most important sound. It is far more significant to them than any other word they could possibly hear. Using someone's name is a powerful compliment. Forgetting it suggests you didn't care enough to get it right, which is a critical social mistake. A classic politician's maxim says it all. To recall a voter's name is statesmanship, but to forget that same name is to be forgotten yourself. For a business person, forgetting names is like forgetting a vital part of the business. It shows a lack of care for your most important asset, people. People pay fortunes to be remembered through named buildings and plaques. This shows the deep human desire for their name to live on for eternity. Use a person's name often in conversation. This simple act helps you remember it while also making what you have to say sound sweeter to their ears. To form a lasting image, try to tie their name to details about them. This mental connection makes recall much easier for you in the future. If a name is unusual, ask how it's spelled or said. Taking a moment to learn to pronounce a difficult name correctly is a huge sign of respect. Idea 7. Avoid a heated argument. Proving someone wrong rarely accomplishes anything good. It won't make them like you, and it is so much better to simply let them save face. Telling someone they are wrong makes them feel inferior and hurts their pride. They will resent your triumph no matter how factually correct you are. A poem warns, "He was right, dead right, as he sped along. But he's just as dead as if he were wrong." Being right isn't the most vital thing. A friend told Ben Franklin he was impossible. You know so much that no man can tell you anything, so you are not likely to know any more than you do. Distrust your first instinctive impression. Be calm and watch out for your angry first reaction. You can measure a person by what makes them angry. If someone is endlessly arguing a point you know is wrong, just agree. They will quickly run out of energy when they have nothing to push against. Sincerely thank your opponents. Someone who disagrees is interested in the same things you are, and they are ultimately there to help you improve. Welcome disagreement and be thankful for that new perspective. It's an invaluable chance to correct a serious mistake before it becomes a reality. Promise to think over your opponent's ideas and study them. Postpone action to give both sides time to think through the problem more completely. When two partners always agree, one of them is not necessary. A different point of view is what is needed to ensure you are on the right path. Idea 8. If you are wrong, admit it. Our instinct is to always fight for our right of way, yet the most disarming thing you can do is also the simplest, admitting you were wrong. When we're wrong, our impulse is to get defensive and build walls to protect our ego, even when we know deep down we are the one at fault. Owning your mistakes the moment they happen is a remarkably disarming tactic that actually inspires other people to come to your defense. Imagine you've made a mistake at work, like a big miscalculation. Your boss is clearly frustrated and is now coming over to confront you about this. Before they can even say a word, you step up and own it. You admit the error quickly, sincerely, and completely, without offering a single excuse. Your colleagues are more likely to support you and help fix a mistake if you show honesty and humility instead of just waiting for a reprimand. Often, it is our pride that gets in the way. Two people can be locked in a standoff, each waiting for the other person to admit they were wrong first. When you genuinely care about the outcome, taking responsibility for your part first is the best way to find a swift and calm resolution. If someone criticizes your work, do not get defensive about it. Instead of arguing, try to be gracious and see their point of view with an open mind. Acknowledge your work's flaws before anyone else can. Simply saying, "I know it isn't perfect," demonstrates real confidence and instantly disarms them. Taking responsibility for mistakes inspires forgiveness and ultimately strengthens your character in the eyes of others, while minimizing future errors. Idea 9. Let them own your idea. We all tend to love our own ideas the most because they make us feel intelligent and give us a powerful sense of ownership over the outcome. Instead of forcing your ideas on someone, it is always far better to simply make suggestions and let them find their own conclusion on the matter. Don't push your idea, just plant it like a seed in their mind. Let them nurture it and feel the pride of making it their own unique discovery. Do you care more about the credit or the outcome? If the results matter most, you will be happy to let others take the credit for your ideas. The philosopher Lao Tzu offered a timeless insight. True leadership and influence often come from a position of humility and subtle guidance. Like a river that draws in mountain streams, by staying low, true power lies in becoming the natural destination where everyone else is drawn to flow. Thus they are able to reign over all the mountain streams. Their lowness gives them command, not their height, a powerful lesson in leadership. A wise person who wants to be above others puts themselves below them. They seek to serve and support, not to dominate and dictate terms to people. His position is one of true authority, but the people feel no burden from it. His leadership is a force that lifts them up, not one that weighs them down. Idea 10. Appeal to the best self. We tend to see ourselves as good and unselfish people, the noble heroes of our own stories, believing our intentions are always pure and admirable. Most people are honest and aim to keep their word. When they can't, it's because they feel they have a valid reason that's justified in their own mind. According to J.P. Morgan, people have two reasons for their actions: a good one for show, and the real one that they usually keep carefully concealed. Exposing someone's selfish motives is a bad idea. Backing them into a corner only builds resentment and makes them defensive about their actions. Focusing on their nobler motives helps them save face and encourages them to live up to the better version of themselves they want to be. When a project is late, avoid blame. Instead, appeal to their reputation for reliability and our shared commitment to achieving a successful outcome. To rise above petty arguments during disagreements, always take the high road and remember to stay focused on our much more important shared mission. Let them look small by continuing to squabble, while your focus on a higher purpose always puts you in a powerful position of strength. When you appeal to someone's very best self, you empower them to be that person and inspire genuine cooperation that is both true and willing. Idea 11, start with praise. Knowing how to provide clear and constructive feedback is an essential skill when you see a specific opportunity for someone's genuine improvement. This is universal advice for strengthening all your relationships. Remember that everyone, even your boss, genuinely appreciates a little praise and sympathy. It's always easier to listen to unpleasant things after hearing praise about our good points. This simple act makes the listener much more receptive. Feedback without praise feels like a personal attack because it ignores and devalues all the hard work and effort that has already been done. This is even more effective when someone knows you are upset and expects a complaint. Sincere appreciation comes as a pleasant and disarming surprise. A positive opening makes the other person receptive to your feedback. They'll feel respected and become much more willing to listen with an open mind. They feel your confidence in their overall abilities, which motivates them to live up to that positive assessment and continue to improve. Their mindset shifts from defending competency to collaborative improvement, now that they're open to seeking a much better outcome together. Starting with genuine praise transforms a difficult conversation into a constructive moment of collaborative growth for the entire team. Idea 12. Ask questions instead of giving orders. Giving a direct order can cause resentment. It makes people feel unimportant and stifles their own initiative and valuable thoughts on the matter. Instead of giving direct orders, try a more effective way. Lead your team to find the best solution just by asking them guiding questions. This method allows your partner to come to their own conclusions. It helps them feel like they arrived at the idea all by themselves independently. People are more enthusiastic about their own ideas because it gives them a real sense of ownership and responsibility for what comes next. This preserves their agency and pride by letting them follow their own intelligent plan instead of just taking orders from someone else. Asking questions also stimulates your partner's creativity. In this collaborative process, new and even better ideas might actually surface. Phrasing ideas as questions like, "What do you think of this?" or perhaps "Consider this," invites feedback and encourages much better collaboration. When you find yourself unsure of the right solution, a great tactic is to simply ask your staff what they think is the best way to move forward. The result is a motivated, creative team that feels valued and empowered to solve problems and proud of the success they achieve together. Idea 13. Preserve the person's pride. Everyone has a deep need to feel important, and when you attack their pride, you don't win them over. You only build resentment and create an adversary. When giving feedback, always preserve their dignity. Acknowledge mistakes often come from inexperience, not a lack of ability or intelligence. Imagine an employee submits a report with errors. The manager calmly reviews the document, offering helpful feedback with a kind and supportive look. When an employee struggles in a role, it's better not to focus on failure, but to find and highlight their many other unique and valuable strengths. A manager reviews a board of career opportunities with his employee. He smiles and points to an exciting new creative role, a clear path forward for her. When someone makes an error, publicly show your continued faith in them. This simple act protects their reputation and prevents them from being pushed aside. In a team meeting, a manager gives a supportive hand gesture to an employee who looks nervous. The team smiles, showing a positive atmosphere. Position any departure as a business necessity, not a personal failing. This move is about a strategic company shift, not the quality of their work. A manager and employee share a respectful handshake during an exit interview, their calm expressions showing a clear and mutual understanding. Preserving someone's pride shows respect and makes them receptive, which builds a bridge for future influence instead of simply burning it all down.